We welcome you back into Doug Spears Field in game number 2 of this evening's doubleheader between the Lander Bearcats and the Southern Wesleyan Warriors. Rickson Lane along with you in Greenwood, South Carolina. Glad to have you join us for non-conference softball action tonight. A beautiful evening here at the ballpark. Lander winning the first game of the doubleheader by a score of 4-0. And they'll go for the sweep here in game number 2. Lexi Griffin pitching for the Bearcats as she fires first pitch, ball outside. We'll go ahead and give you the starting lineups for Southern Wesleyan. Center field, Sarah Sweat. Shortstop is Lexi Thompson. Lizzie Fila at third base. Alex Oliver catching. Kelly Cooper at first. Becca White at second. Hunter Hoskins is the DP. Maddie Ward in left field. Amber Belk in right field. And Lucy Wolf will be pitching for the Warriors. For Lander, Destiny Clyde at second. Mackenzie Smith in center field. Bree Sorrento the DP. Chandler Carey catching. Kelly McCormick in right field. Haley Sorrow at first. Darian Ward at third. So there's a bunt attempt foul. Casey Kent at shortstop. Katie Painter gets the start out in left field for the Bearcats. And Griffin, as we mentioned, in the circle here in game number 2. Griffin making her 4th start of the year. She misses down low to even the count 2-2. No decisions on the year for Lexi Griffin. A 3.62 ERA. She's gone 29 innings, allowed 20 runs on 42 hits, walked 13, struck out 5. Opponents are hitting .341. There's a fly ball in the right center field gap, and that's going to be down for a base knock. Smith cut it off before it got to the wall. The leadoff hitter aboard for Southern Wesleyan. So the Warriors, who went 5 innings without a hit in game 1, wasting no time here in game 2. So Lexi Thompson to the plate now. 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. The first game of the day. One on, nobody out in the first inning, and she's hit by a pitch. So quickly 2 aboard for the Warriors. So Lizzie Fila will come to the dish now. 0 for 2 with a walk and 2 strikeouts in game 1, and Chandler Carey going to head out to the circle to chat with Lexi Griffin, sophomore from Social Circle, Georgia. First pitch down low, 1-0 count. Another pitch in the dirt. Carey comes up throwing to third as the runner broke, and sliding in safely is Sarah Sweat. Runners on the corners and nobody out. Two-0 pitch, lined up the middle for a base hit. That one's going to roll all the way to the warning track. Runners at the corners with nobody out, pardon me. An RBI single for Lizzie Fila. And the Warriors are on the board here in the first inning. Now Glenn Crawford out to chat with our field umpire. I'm not sure what the conversation is about. Two hits Sandwiched around a hit by pitch, and Southern Wesleyan out to a 1-0 lead. Alex Oliver due up. And quickly, Glenn Crawford making the move to a new pitcher. We'll tell you about the new arm for the Bearcats when we come back to Greenwood. 1-0. Southern Wesleyan on top. You're listening to Bearcat Softball on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network. Runners at first and third, nobody out in the top of the first inning, and Lander goes to the bullpen as Bree Sorrento enters for her 21st appearance of the year and immediately hums a strike. Sorrento, just the fifth time this year she's come out of the pen. She's 3-10 with a 4.33 ERA. One save on the year and 89 innings pitched. Allowed 68 runs on 112 hits. Walked 30, struck out 32. Opponents hitting .304 against Sorrento. Out in front of Oliver, 0-2. Pitch outside, 1-2 count. The 1-2 is high, and the runner breaks for second. They try to get her caught in a rundown. Kent still looking the runner back. Cannot apply the tag, and the run comes home to score. Southern Wesleyan scrapes across another run, and it's a 2-0 lead for the Warriors. Kent chased Fila all the way back to first. And Thompson finally broke for the plate. The 2-2 pitch fouled back. One on and nobody out still in the first inning. Hit and run was on as that ball's popped out of play behind the net. Another 2-2. Outside, Carey going to throw down to second. Got her. Chandler Carey with a great throw. Ken applies the tag, and there is one down in the inning. So full count with one out. The base is empty. 3-2 pitch, lined foul left side. Two runs on two hits thus far this inning for Southern Wesleyan. And ball four as the walk is drawn by Oliver. One on and one out for Kelly Cooper, a Warrior first baseman. First pitch low and inside from Sorrento. One 0 pitch turned on and fouled off the Bearcat dugout. Pitch off the outside corner, 2-1. Bearcats won game one, 4-0. 2-1 popped out right side. Ball down in the dirt. Carey's going to come up throwing as the runner breaks, not in time. And another runner in scoring position for the Warriors. Another foul ball from Cooper. This was a recurring theme in game one. The Warriors, although they did strike out 13 times, they put together some lengthy at-bats. And the 3-2 pitch is low. And we will have another visit. Bree Sorrento struggling. Bearcats trying to get something put together here in the top of the first. 2-0 Southern Wesleyan on top. You're listening to Bearcat Softball on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network. Bree Sorrento to take on Becca White with one out in the top of the first, and Southern Wesleyan leading it by a score of 2-0 here at Doug Spears Field. Sorrento's first pitch is inside. The Warriors jumping out to an early lead in this one. Began with a single from Sweat, then Thompson was hit by a pitch. That was fouled into the Bearcat dugout. Sweat then stole third. Fila singled to center field to drive home Sweat. Had put runners on the corners again. So when Lexi Griffin, the starting pitcher for Lander, was removed, Sorrento then came in. Warriors then got Fila caught in a rundown between first and second, and Thompson raced home to make it 2-0. There's a grounder to Clyde. She's going to tag for one, throw to second for two, just what the doctor ordered for Lander. The 4-3 double play. And the Bearcats are out of the inning, but not before Southern Wesleyan puts two on the board. 2-0. Warriors over the Bearcats. You're listening to Bearcat Softball on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network. Destiny Clyde to lead off the bottom of the first inning for the Lander Bearcats as they trail Southern Wesleyan 2-0. She takes a strike on the outside corner. Bearcats managed 4 runs on just 4 hits in game 1 of this doubleheader. Clyde takes a ball low and away. Clyde turns on that one and yanks it down the right field line, and giving chase out there was Belk, but it drops for a foul. Lucy Wolf pitching for the Warriors in this one. 8th start of the season as Clyde slaps a single through the left side of the infield. A leadoff base knock for Destiny Clyde after she was 0 for 2 with a walk in game 1. Wolf on the year is 1-6. It's her 12th appearance of the season. She's gone 53 innings, allowed 54 runs on 81 hits, walked 19, struck out 12 with a 5.51 or 5.15, pardon me, ERA. Mackenzie Smith at the plate now. She shows bunt, drops one down right in front of the plate. Going to race over to first, and the ball was dropped, and Smith is safe. Clyde is over at second. Smith, a collision there at first base with Cooper, but she appears none the worse for wear. Ball out of the glove of Cooper. And Southern Wesleyan will talk things over. 2 on and nobody out for Lander. Bottom of the first. Bearcats threatening down by a pair. You're listening to Bearcat Softball on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network. First pitch strike to Bree Sorrento. The 0-1 up and away. Sorrento homering in the first game of the day. 1 for 2 with an RBI, a run scored, and a walk. Gets under the 1-1 and spins it back into the net. Reaches out and lifts the 1-2 pitch into shallow center field. Coming on is Sweat, and she will make the grab. Two on and 1 out now for Chandler Carey. Takes a strike over the middle, 0-1. As Chandler Carey pops it up to short, Thompson will squeeze it, and there are 2 down in the inning. Kelly McCormick to the plate now. Bearcats put 2 on with no out.
Number 8, Kelly McCormick.
But nothing to show for it so far in the inning. Ball downstairs, 1-0. Up and away, 2-0. Southern Wesleyan on top. McCormick with a 2-0 count. Well, check swing foul. Run the count to 2-1. Low and inside. McCormick has worked a 3-1 count now. A 3-1 yank down the left field line, but hooking beyond the chalk and foul. A 3-2 pitch, popped foul left side, plenty of room, and the catch is made. Bearcats strand 2, 2-0 Southern Wesleyan on top. We go to the second inning. You're listening to Bearcat Softball on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network.
No runs, 2 hits.
Defensive substitution made for Lander to begin the top of the second inning. Jamie Pizell off the bench and now playing right field. She replaces Kelly McCormick. Bree Sorrento still in the circle. The Bearcats trail by 2 to the Warriors of Southern Wesleyan University. First pitch, chopper to Ward at third as she fires across in time to retire the designated player, Hunter Hoskins.
Now batting number 24, Maddie Ward.
Maddie Ward, the left fielder, now at the dish. Sereno winds and deals. First pitch swinging. Grounder fielded by Clyde. Nice play by Destiny Clyde's ranging to her right to retire Ward quickly. 2 outs in the inning. So what Lander needed from a defensive standpoint, a quick inning as they've recorded 2 outs here in the top of the second. A lengthy top of the first that saw the Warriors of Southern Wesleyan grab a 2-0 lead. Fly ball to center field. Smith is there for the catch. 1-2-3 go the Warriors in the top of the second. Bottom of the second coming up. You're listening to Bearcat Softball on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network. Haley Sorrow will lead off the bottom of the second inning for the Lander Bearcats. Lander trailing 2-0 here against Southern Wesleyan. First offering from Wolf. Low and inside 1-0. Catches the outside corner. Count even at 1-1. Sorrow yanks it down the third baseline. That's a fair ball. Throw across, not in time. And Sorrow aboard with an infield single. It was Fila who tried to backhand it down the line, stumbled and could not make the clean stop. Attempted the sidearm throw, but Sorrow legs it out. Ward way out in front of the first offering from Wolf. One pitch misses high, 1-1. Lifted to shallow center. Coming on and making the catches sweat, 1 down in the inning. That'll bring Casey Kent to the dish for Lander. Bearcats shortstop at the plate with 1 on and 1 out in the second. As Wolf's first pitch misses downstairs. One 0 in for a strike, count even up at 1-1. Kent chases one outside the zone. They're 1-2 now. A 1-2 pitch well outside. Kent watches that one go by. Two count. The delivery, as Kent sends that one high and deep to left center field. That one is gone. A 2-run homer for Casey Kent. And the Bearcats have tied the score on one swing of the bat from Kent, the shortstop, and the Sharpsburg, Georgia native. Gives Lander his first runs of the game. So Casey Kent with the 2-run homer. And just like that, we are knotted up. So that'll bring up Katie Painter, the freshman of Chesney, South Carolina, making her first career start as a Lander Bearcat. She grounds it to third. Throw across the way in time from Fila, and then R2 gone. Painter getting the start out in left field tonight. Turns the order over as Destiny Clyde comes to the dish. Clyde lifts it to shallow right field. Coming on and making the grab is Belk. And the inning is over, but not before the 2-run homer from Casey Kent knots the score. 2-2 as we go to the third. You're listening to Bearcat Softball on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network. Two-two score in the top of the third inning here at Doug Spears Field. The Bearcats and the Southern Wesleyan Warriors battling here tonight. There's a fly ball into right field and dropping in front of Pizell for a base hit. A leadoff single for Sweat. That will bring up Thompson, the shortstop. Corner infielders in as Ferguson paints the inside corner. A 1-0 outside. Count is 1-1. As Lander has rallied in the bottom of the second inning after falling behind 2-0 in the first. Hot shot down the third base line, but foul. Soft liner to third. Ward fires back to first, trying for the double play, but not in time. Does record the first out, however. 1 on and 1 out now for Lizzie Fila, the third baseman. Ball downstairs. 1-0 count as Sorrento consults the wristband on the left hand. Winds and deals. Off-speed pitch upstairs. Throw down to second, not in time, and a stolen base for the Warriors. There's a fly ball to deep left field. Painter on the run, looking up and looking out. 2-run homer from Lizzie Fila, and Southern Wesleyan is back on top, 4-2. After Kent put the Bearcats back in the game with a 2-run homer in the bottom of the second, the Warriors get a 2-run blast of their own in the top of the third, and Southern Wesleyan offense has come to life, and Mackenzie Ferguson has made her way down to the Bearcat bullpen. That is the 12th homer of the season for Southern Wesleyan. Fila now has 10 of them. And Sorrento fires a ball high to Alex Oliver. Base is empty and 1 out. Southern Wesleyan already with 2 runs in this inning as Sorrento's high and tight again. Two-0 offering. Strike on the outside. 2-1 now. Another 2-1 strike on the outside corner. 2-2 as Sorrento battles back. Sun setting here in Greenwood, lights on a beautiful Tuesday night in the Palmetto State. Good to have you join us. The 2-2 pitch, grounded left side, deep in the hole to Kent. Throw on to first in time, and there are 2 outs. Strong, accurate throw across the diamond there from Casey Kent. Two outs in the inning now for Kelly Cooper, the first baseman. First pitch from Sorrento off the plate. Bearcat golf team getting a big win today at the Bearcat Classic downtown at the Greenwood Country Club. There's a fly ball to right field. Pizell is there to make the catch. Side is retired for Southern Wesleyan, but the Warriors reclaim the lead on the two-run homer from Fila. 4-2, SWU on top of Lander. You're listening to Bearcat Softball on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network. Mackenzie Smith lead off the bottom of the third inning here in Greenwood. Lander trailing Southern Wesleyan by a score of 4-2. Smith takes a ball outside, 1-0. Lander a 4-0 winner in game one here at Doug Spears Field. But trailing here midway through the second game. Smith, the senior center fielder, waiting the 1-1 pitch from Wolf. Bunts it foul. On the left side, tried to surprise the Warrior infield. So 1-2 count to Smith, the leadoff hitter in the inning. Number 2 batter in the order. There's a pop-up shallow right field. A racing catch made by Belk for the first out of the frame.
Now batting number 25, Bruce Sorrento.
So Sorrento waiting the first pitch, and she swings and gets under it. Fouls it back left side. Bearcat baseball players in the house tonight. Lander fresh off of a series upset of 23rd ranked USC Aiken last weekend. 2 walk-off wins for the Bearcat baseball team on Saturday and Sunday. The 0-1 to Sorrento. There's a shot to left field. Forget about it. An absolute bullet off the bat of Bree Sorrento, her second homer of the day. And Lander has cut the lead down to 4-3. I mean, Sorrento got that one out of the park in a hurry. The sophomore out of Mississippi showing off the power today as the Bearcats are within a run. The third home run of the day for Lander, the second of the game. And now Chandler Carey at the plate. All of Lander's runs here in the second game today have come courtesy of the long ball. The 0-1 to Carey. Carey, who had a spectacular doubleheader last weekend against Columbus State, 2 doubles and 2 home runs against the Cougars. Takes the 0-1 pitch in around the knee, 1-1. There's a long ball to left field, and that one is out of here. And Chandler Carey continues an impressive season. And the Bearcats have rallied again for the second time today. Down 2 runs, Lander rides the home run back into the ball game, and it's a 4-4 game now. Chandler Carey, home run number 7 on the year. She and Sorrento now tied for the team lead in that department, and Southern Wesleyan will meet at the circle and try to regroup here. The Bearcats have now homered 3 times off of Lucy Wolf. The Warriors will stick with their starter. This is Jamie Pizell now, came into the day. Just 1 hit on the season. It was a double.
Now batting number 27, Jamie Pizell.
First pitch strike on the outer edge to Pizell. And she sends one deep to center field, to the warning track, and it's gone! Back to back to back for Lander. Jamie Pizell takes it to deep center field, and the Bearcats have grabbed the lead. It's 5-4. Sorrento, Carey, and then Pizell, the first homer of her Bearcat career. And a pitching change will be made for Southern Wesleyan. We'll tell you about the new arm for the Warriors when we come back to Doug Spears Field. 5-4 Lander on top. You're listening to Bearcat Softball on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network. Southern Wesleyan going to Natalie Johnson, the junior, now as Lander has rallied, take a 5-4 lead into the third inning as Haley Sorrow takes a strike. Johnson, 7th appearance out of the bullpen. She's 1-1, 8.13 ERA, 20 2/3 innings pitched on the year, as Sorrow smokes a liner right into the glove of Fila for the second out of the inning. Johnson's allowed 29 runs on 35 hits, walked 19, struck out 9.
Ward.
2 outs in the inning now for Darian Ward. First pitch outside. This is now the 5th game this season that Lander has hit at least 3 runs in the game as Ward grounds out to second to end the third inning. But what a third inning it was. Back-to-back-to-back homers for the Bearcats. They lead at 5-4 as we move to the 4th. You're listening to Bearcat Softball on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network.
No one left on base.
6, 7, 8 due up in the inning for Southern Wesleyan. Top of the 4th in Greenwood. Lander leading the Warriors 5-4. Bree Sorrento working with a lead for the first time tonight. That one popped up left side. Carey looking for it, racing over, and it bounces off the railing just inside the net. An 0-2 count now. Pitch up and away, 1-2. Check swing on a ball down low, no go, so the count moves to 2-2. Check swing foul that time. We mentioned Lander, now 5 games this season where they have homered at least 3 times. They have hit 4 in this ball game. The count goes full. And this power surge from the Bearcat offense, not what the folks have been used to seeing here in Greenwood. In the last 4 seasons before this year's, there's a liner into right field. Peisel will come up with it. A leadoff single for White. That'll bring Hoskins to the plate with 1 on and nobody out.
Now batting number 44, Hunter Hoskins.
But in the previous 4 seasons, the Bearcats had homered 3 times in a game, just 3 times. They've done it 5 times this season. As Sorrento looks to the wristband for the first call against Hoskins. Pitch outside 1-0. Sorrento coming into this game in relief of Lexi Griffin, who did not record an out in the first inning. Bearcats have tossed 3 of their arms that have been used this year. With Natalie Johnson coming in for Southern Wesleyan, the Warriors have now pitched everyone that they've used this season. Of course, the Bearcats are not going to go to Hannah Newton, who is still dealing with an arm injury. They have Jamie Kozazimski available, but she has not pitched so far in her freshman campaign, as Sorrento paints a strike on the outside corner. A 2-1 catches the edge as well. The 2-2 offering. Outside, 3-2 count. The 3-2 grounded to Clyde. Toss to Kent for 1, and the throw goes off of Sorrow's glove at first. The Bearcats just barely missed the double play. Maddie Ward will come to the plate now with 1 on and 1 out. First pitch up high. Carey able to snare it. Pitch lifted down the left field line. Painter giving chase, but unable to track it down. One count, 1 on and 1 out. There's a high fly ball to left field. Painter racing back, now ranging right, and makes the catch. Katie Painter looked like she couldn't get a good read on it off the bat. Maybe a little nerves out in left field from a freshman making her first career start, but able to haul in the fly out. There are 2 down in the inning. A 5-4 lead for Lander. Sorrento misses outside 1-0. Belk at the plate with Hoskins at first. Sorrento behind in the count now 2-0. A great stop down there from Carey. Count to Ward. And a walk is issued as actually that was Belk, pardon me, who earns the free pass. 2 on and 2 out now. Top of the 4th inning. Southern Wesleyan trying to put together a rally here. Down by a run. Glenn Crawford will make his way out to the circle. And we'll step aside. Lander leads at 5-4 in the 4th. You're listening to Bearcat Softball on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network. Sorrento trying to work out of a slide jam here against Sweat, the leadoff hitter for Southern Wesleyan. 2 on and 2 out. Top of the 4th inning, Bearcats lead by a run. Pitch up and away. Bearcat outfield shifted well right. Huge gap in left center. There's a ball hit high and deep to center field. Smith to the wall, and it's over for a 3-run homer. And now Southern Wesleyan back on top 7-5. The 6th home run of the game. The 2nd for the Warriors. Now a 2-run advantage for Southern Wesleyan. And the shortstop Thompson will come to the plate. Seven runs on 6 hits in this one for Southern Wesleyan. There's a grounder back up the middle for a base knock. It's now even at 7 apiece. And Glenn Crawford has seen enough. He's going to go back to Mackenzie Ferguson. Ferguson will take the circle. Lander down by 2 here in the 4th. You're listening to Bearcat Softball on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network. So 7 runs across for Southern Wesleyan through 3 2/3 here in Game 2, and Glenn Crawford goes back to Mackenzie Ferguson to replace Bree Sorrento. Ferguson in the first game went the distance, a 2-hit shutout. She walked 2 and struck out 13. She misses outside to run the count to 1-1. One pitch is high. Two 1 pitch popped right side and out of play. Ball down in the dirt. And the count runs full 3-2. The payoff pitch. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. And Ferguson ends the inning. But a 3-run homer puts Southern Wesleyan back on top, 7-5 as we go to the bottom of the 4th. You're listening to Bearcat Softball on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network. Lander trails 7-5 in the bottom of the 4th inning. As Casey Kent will come to the plate. Takes the first pitch high, 1-0. Ball low, 2-0 count now to Kent. Homered back in the 2nd inning to tie the score at 2-2. Strike on the outer edge. Going way off the mark. The count moves to 3-1 now. Inside corner at the letters there as Kent thought she had drawn the walk. Instead, she'll get the payoff pitch here. fouls that one away. That one's low and inside, and Kent draws the walk to put the leadoff runner aboard for the Bearcats in the 4th inning.
Now batting number 23, Katie Baker.
Katie Painter at the plate now, and she wants to lay down a bunt and does so. And the sacrifice bunt from Painter is successful. And a runner in scoring position with 1 out for Lander in the top of the order coming up.
Now batting number 9, Destiny Clyde.
Destiny Clyde at the dish now, representing the tying run. Count to Clyde. There's a grounder to second. Only play will be to first, and Clyde is out, but Kent advances. Runner on third and 2 out in the inning for Mackenzie Smith.
Now batting number 7, Mackenzie Smith.
And Smith's going to drop a bunt down the left side. Throw on the way to first, not in time. And the Bearcats extend the inning via the bunt single from Mackenzie Smith. 2 aboard now for Bree Sorrento, who has already homered twice today.
25, Bree Sorrento.
First pitch to Sorrento. Misses outside, 1-0. Hits are even at 7 apiece. Ball up and away, 2-0. A 2-0 outside. And Sorrento now the 3-0 count as Johnson keeping everything off the plate. The 3-0 is outside as well, and the bases are loaded for Lander. That will bring Chandler Carey to the plate, and Southern Wesleyan will talk things over. Bases full of Bearcats. The Warriors lead by 2. 2 outs in the 4th. You're listening to Bearcat Softball on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network. The Warriors will stick with Johnson to face Chandler Carey here with the bases loaded and 2 out. And the first pitch is high. Carey has homered once today already. The 1-0 pitch. Off the plate, 2-0. 2-0 low and inside, and now nowhere to put Chandler Carey. Middle infield back for the Warriors as Carey takes a strike, let her high. The 3-1 is high, and the run walks home for Lander. Casey Kent touches the plate, and the Bearcats are within a run. It's 7-6 now. And up comes Pizell, who has also homered tonight. Hit the first home run of her Lander career in her last at bat. First pitch high and outside. That one catches the heart of the plate to even the count. That pitch upstairs, snag made behind the plate by Oliver. 2-1 count now to Pizell. Another high offering. Now a 3-ball count to Pizell. The 3-1 pitch. Outside, and we are tied. Back-to-back bases loaded walks issued by Johnson. Smith scores. And it's a 7-7 ball game. And the bases remain loaded for Haley Sorrow. That's Southern Wesleyan will go to the circle again. Figure out what they're going to do with the Bearcat first baseman. Bases loaded, 2 outs, tied ball game here in the 4th inning. You're listening to Bearcat Softball on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network. Southern Wesleyan facing a bases-loaded situation and 2 outs in a 7-7 ball game. We'll go back to Hunter Hoskins, who pitched a third of an inning in Game 1. She'll deal with Haley Sorrow, the Bearcat first baseman. Lander has drawn back-to-back walks to tie the game as Hoskins misses up and away. That one just grazes the outside corner to even the count at 1-1. There's a strike on the outer half. And Sorrow now behind 1-2. Line shot into right field for a base hit. 1 run will score. The ball's misplayed. It's going to roll all the way to the wall. That'll clear the bases as Sorrow makes her way to third. They're going to wave her and now hold her at third base. And Lander takes a 10-7 lead. The RBI single from Sorrow and then the error out in right field by Belk allowed 2 more runs to score. And Lander, just like that, leads it 10-7. Darian Ward now at the plate with Sorrow at third. The Bearcats up 10-7. Ward fooled by that one out in front. One strike on the outer half. Runs the count to 1-2. Ward stays alive by bouncing that one off the plate. And a called strike 3 on the outside corner ends the inning. But the Bearcats score 5 in the bottom of the fourth. They retake the lead 10-7. You're listening to Bearcat Softball on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network. (10-7) Lander leading top of the fifth here at Doug Spears Field, and Alex Oliver at the plate for Southern Wesleyan. Cleanup hitter and catcher. She takes a ball high from Ferguson. 1-0. final score from Dahlonega, Georgia, where the 5th-ranked men's tennis team has knocked off the 13th-ranked North Georgia Nighthawks by a score of 5-4. A 1-1, high and outside. A 3-0 count, pardon me. 3-0 pitch swung on and missed by Oliver. There's a strike letter high. Full count now to Oliver. Right down the middle, called strike 3, and Ferguson fights all the way back from a 3-0 count.
Now to plate number 10, Kelly Cooper.
Kelly Cooper will come to the plate now. Bases empty, 1 out here in the 5th inning. First pitch up and away, 1-0. Bearcats looking for their first sweep since March the 5th against UNC Pembroke. That ball lifted out of play. Bearcats have not swept a home series since February 15th against Wingate, the 2nd home doubleheader of the year. As Lander in the midst of this 12-game home stretch. This is the final home game until next Wednesday. The Bearcats take on Emmanuel. They have now played 12 in a row at Doug Spears Field. Looking to pull out their 5th win in that stretch. As Carey leaps to snare that one, 2-2. They have faced some quality opposition, though, in those 12 games. Armstrong State, Flagler, and Columbus State, to name a few. Bearcats did walk off against Columbus State in Game 1 to earn a big 6-3 victory. Another ball fouled off right side by Cooper. There's a strike. And another strikeout for Ferguson. Two outs in the inning now for White. She takes a ball just inside the elbow there, like it almost nicked her. Ferguson behind in the count, 2-0. Paints the inside corner there, 2-1. Now works the outside corner to even the count up at 2-2. The 2-2 pitch popped up on the infield. Ward coming on and making the grab. And that will end the top of the 5th inning. Bottom of the 5th coming up from Greenwood. Lander leads at 10-7. You're listening to Bearcat Softball on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network. Ten to 7, Lander leading Southern Wesleyan in the bottom of the 5th inning as the Bearcats will bring Casey Kent to the plate, the shortstop out of Sharpsburg, Georgia, to lead off the frame for Lander. First pitch low and away from Hoskins. Number 15, Shelby Stroud, now in at catcher for Southern Wesleyan. She receives a low pitch there from Hoskins, 2-0. A 3-0 count now as Hoskins struggling to find the zone here. Automatic down the middle, letter high. Another strike as Kent was prepared to take her base. As Kent chops that one through the left side for a base knock. Tomahawking that one between the shortstop and third baseman was Kent. The leadoff runner aboard for Lander here in the 5th.
Now to the plate, number 23, Katie Painter.
Katie Painter at the plate now for Lander. The chopper to third, throw to second for 1. Cannot turn the double play as Painter speeds down the line. A fielder's choice will record the first out of the frame.
Now up number 9.
Top of the order up now as Destiny Clyde comes to the plate. 10 runs on 10 hits, no errors for Lander. 7 runs on 7 hits and 1 error for Southern Wesleyan as Clyde watches that one dance off the plate. Painter on her way to second. She's going to slide in safely and now make a break for third, and Painter will go into third base. And is tagged as she jumped off of the plate, or the bag rather. They're going to say that the tag was when Painter was in the air. So Painter steals second and then breaks for third. And then out on the throw from short to third base. So a 2.65 put out of Painter. Meanwhile, Clyde with a 3-0 count. And Clyde is aboard. Kenzie Smith will come to the plate now.
At the plate, number 7, Mackenzie Smith.
Runner on first and 2 outs. First pitch strike inside. Smith swings and misses. Clyde breaks for second, and she's aboard. Another steal for the Bearcats. Oh, 0-2 count to Smith. Runner on second, 2 away. Swing and a miss, and Smith strikes out to end the inning. 10-7 through 5. Bearcats lead Southern Wesleyan by 3. You're listening to Bearcat Softball on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network. Hunter Hoskins at the plate for Southern Wesleyan to begin the top of the 6th inning. Bearcats holding a 10-7 lead as Ferguson starts her off with a ball up and out. Ball fouled straight back. The 1-1 swung on and missed. Hoskins way out in front. The 1-2 slapped left side, backhanded by Kent. Throw across the diamond. Yes, indeed, Casey Kent. Bearcat shortstop goes deep in the hole on the edge of the grass and makes the throw across to Sorrow in time for out number 1. So One out in the inning now for Ward, the left fielder. Check swing on the first offering from Ferguson, up around the eyes, and could not hold back. Swing and a miss as Ward falls behind 0-2. Ten runs on 10 hits, no errors for Lander. 7 runs on 7 hits and 1 error for Southern Wesleyan. There's a liner, a leaping grab made by Kent. How about the leather being flashed by Casey Kent this half inning? A phenomenal play on the grounder, and then a leaping snag of the line drive, and there are 2 down. Fly ball to center field. Smith ranging left is there. 1, 2, 3 go the Warriors in the top of the 6th. 10-7 Lander leading as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning in Greenwood. You're listening to Bearcat Softball on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network. Southern Wesleyan trailing Lander 10-7 in the bottom of the 6th inning. 3, 4, 5 due up in the order for the Bearcats. Sorrento will lead things off. 2 homers on the day for Bree Sorrento. These Warriors, who came into the day with a 6-22 overall record, they have battled here against Lander. And one of those 6 wins, under the strangest of circumstances, on March the 3rd, game 1 of a doubleheader with Brevard, the Warriors won 7-0 because of a collision at home plate in the bottom of the 1st inning. That pitch is at the upper part of the zone, called for a strike. It was a tornado runner that collided with Oliver at the plate and then sat out the beginning of the 2nd inning, and the Tornadoes forgot to put in a defensive replacement for her. And 2 pitches were thrown with only 8 players on the field, and you are not allowed to do that, and Brevard was forced to forfeit the game. Which resulted in a 7-0 win for Southern Wesleyan. It was just their second victory of the season. As Sorrento bounces one up the middle for a base knock. Breeze Sorrento, the high hopping single. Brevard eventually won the second game of the doubleheader 11-8. And somewhere deep in the NCAA rulebook, there's got to be an explanation of why a forfeit is a 7-0 result. As Casey Wooten comes on to pinch run for Sorrento. Chandler Carey at the plate now. Wooten's on the move on the first pitch, and she slides in safely. Another stolen base. So runner at second, a 1-0 count. And Carey smashes that one foul down the left field line. Well, Chandler Carey has shown some pop in that bat this year. Ball outside keeps Carey alive, 1-2. There's a liner in the left field for a base knock. Wooten going to be waved around. No, they'll change their mind and send her back. Now Chandler Carey going to loiter to second base, and she goes in safely. So a single for Carey, who then advances to second. And there are runners in second and third with nobody out for Jamie Peisel. First pitch outside to Peisel, 1-0. A late swing there on a ball off the plate, 1-1 count now. One low and away, 2-1. Peisel will ground her back to second base, trying to leg out the infield single, unable to do so, but Wooten comes home to score. RBI ground out for Peisel, and Lander's lead is now 11-7. RBI number 3 on the night for Jamie Peisel, a career high, as Sorrow comes to the plate with a runner on third and one down. There's a shallow pop into shallow left field, and that's going to be enough to bring home another Bearcat run. Ball thrown away as Carey scores, and Sorrow cruises into second. RBI single from Haley Sorrow. And Lander's offense continues to roll here in game two. It's now 12-7. Hannah Newton will come on to pinch run now for Lander. So Emily Morosic will come on as a pinch hitter now for the Bearcats.
For Lander, number 10, Hannah Newton.
Morosic out of Chicago, Illinois. So step in with a runner on second and one out.
Number 12, Emily Morosic.
Takes a first pitch strike from Hoskins, 0-1. Line to second, but right of the glove of White. 2 outs in the inning for Casey Kent.
Now batting number 11, Casey Kent.
Off-speed pitch high to Kent. 12-7 our score. Lander up 5 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Grounded to third. Across the diamond in time. And the side is retired. The Bearcats put 2 on the board in the 6th inning. Last chance for Southern Wesleyan coming up. 12-7 our score. You're listening to Bearcat Softball on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network. Mackenzie Ferguson in the circle for Lander to try to finish this game off. Bearcats lead at 12-7. In the top of the 7th inning. This will be Sarah Sweat, the leadoff hitter. She shows bunt and takes a strike. 0-1 count. Drops that bunt down. Sorrow on to first, but not in time.
Now batting number 2, Lexi
Lexi
Thompson.
Thompson at the plate now. One on and nobody out. First pitch up and away. 12 runs, 13 hits for the Bearcat offense this evening. 7 runs, 8 hits for Southern Wesleyan, along with 2 errors. Late swing and a foul off the right side. A grounder over the glove of Ward at third. A base knock for Thompson to put 2 aboard.
Now batting number 29, Lizzie Fila.
Fila to the dish with 2 aboard and nobody out. Pitch down low from Ferguson. Carey with a quick word with Ferguson. A 1-0 pitch, low and inside. Fly ball left field. Painter is there, and the runners cannot advance. So 1 out in the inning. Shelby Stroud on to hit rather, as she came on as the catcher. Fouls the first pitch off to the right. Off-speed pitch catches the outside corner. Waves at that one up around the eyes, and another strikeout for Mackenzie Ferguson.
Now to the plate number 10, Kelly Cooper.
2 outs in the 7th for Kelly Cooper. Swings at the first pitch and misses. Mackenzie Ferguson now 24 1/3 consecutive innings without a run allowed. She's got 2 aboard with 2 outs. Fly ball right field, and a diving catch not able to be made by Peisel as that one dropped foul. Well, the scoreless streak would have snapped if that one had landed on the chalk. 0-2 count now on Cooper. Bearcats try to hold on to this 5-run lead and earn their first home sweep since February. Swing and a miss, and Ferguson ends it. 12-7, Lander victorious over Southern Wesleyan. They take a sweep of the doubleheader here at Doug Spears Field. We'll step aside. When we come back, we'll chat with the Bearcat player of the game in both games, and it is going to be Mackenzie Ferguson, who picks up 2 wins on the day in the circle for Lander. We'll chat with our player of the game when we come back to Greenwood. You're listening to Bearcat Softball on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network. Back at Doug Spears Field, where final score Lander knocks off Southern Wesleyan by a score of 12-7 to sweep the Warriors here on a Tuesday night in Greenwood. We're joined now by the pitcher who picked up both wins on the day for Lander, Mackenzie Ferguson. Mackenzie, take us through the first start. Obviously, something was working incredibly well for you. 13 strikeouts, you tie career high in strikeouts. What was it that you felt was working so well in that first game?
Honestly, I didn't think anything was different than normal. I go out there trusting my defense, knowing that they're going to work behind me.
And in the second game, when you see kind of the struggles that some of the pitchers were having, and you have to come back and say, what's the difference in that mindset between knowing you're going to be a starter and then in a game like that where you think you might have to come on and then you get the call that you do have to go in?
In my career, I've always been one to go in, so for me it's more natural to come in as a reliever, and it's just something I enjoy doing.
Last question, what does it mean for this team? You've had 12 consecutive games now at home to end this stretch with a sweep here in front of the home fans. What does that mean for this team moving forward as you try to make this final push at the end of the year?
I hope it's an uphill climb from this point on. I think this is a good turning point for us.
That's Lander pitcher Mackenzie Ferguson. She picks up 2 victories, runs a scoreless inning streak now to 24 2/3 innings. Mackenzie, congratulations. Thanks a lot. Bearcats sweep Southern Wesleyan by scores of 4-0 and 12-7. Lander will be on the road until next Wednesday, where the Bearcats will return to the friendly confines of Doug Spears Field. Lander's next home games here in Greenwood will be against Emmanuel, 5 o'clock and 7 o'clock on April the 5th. Until then, we say goodbye. On behalf of everyone here at Lander, I'm Mixon Lane, signing off for now. Once again, the Bearcats sweeping Southern Wesleyan tonight, 4-0 and 12-7. Have a blessed evening, everybody, and we'll talk to you next Wednesday night.